you don't know what Killian is, it's a French perfume brand founded by a member of the Hennessy family, I believe, the family that is famous for making cognac. And yeah, so this guy made this fragrance company, and they make pretty good but also extremely expensive fragrances. I think this bottle alone was like almost $400. I don't really have money like that, but I spend it anyway, so this was a birthday present. I'm not like yeah, I don't know. This was a birthday present for myself. You can see the bottle is very much like a rocks glass, kind of. It's got a lid that is made out of glass. This whole bottle is glass. And the juice is, very caramel colored. Now, if you haven't smelled this before, go buy a sample on Lucky Scent or something, because this shit smells like having an orgasm on Thanksgiving. I'm serious. This shit smells like sticking your dick into a fucking apple pie. It's fucking incredible. I'm gonna spray some right now. I blind bought this because a fragrance reviewer, shout out Fragrance Apprentice, he recommended this fragrance a while ago as like one of the fragrances that kind of got him back into making fragrance videos. And I blind bought it, extremely expensive blind buy. But first time I smelled it, I instantly knew it was worth it. This is easily one of my favorite fragrances. It's the sort of fragrance you can build entire personality around, and very many people do. Let's just say that. If you like fragrances, I wouldn't really call this a niche fragrance, although they don't really sell it in many department stores, but if you like high-end fragrances, you could easily spend your whole life just saving up and buying like nothing but Killians. Yeah, the projection on this thing is incredible. Most modern perfumes, I don't think they really have that great of projection, but you can smell this from like the other room if you have it on. It's really great stuff. It lasts forever. Yeah, I think the only downside to it is you can't really wear it in the summer months. You can definitely wear this in fall or winter, but I do not recommend putting this on when it is above 65 degrees outside. Okay, so now I am going to tell you a very brief story that might make me look bad or it might not make me look bad. I don't know. But I matched with this girl on a dating app once, and one of the reasons that I matched with her was because she liked niche perfume. So I said like, oh wow, I like niche perfume too. And she was like, oh, word, like, what perfumes do you like? And I was like, well, I like a lot of stuff, but like my favorite right now is like Angel Share by Killian. And it was like winter at that time, so I was someone who has the exact same perfume as you in their cabinet. So, we hit it off. We started talking about perfumes, and we started like talking about like other stuff. And like I was into her, she was into me. Um, we would like video call because when she matched with me, um, she neglected to tell me that she lived like 90 miles away from me in like a town that is in my state, but just like a good like 2 hour drive from my house, my apartment. And I was like, well, maybe I can make it work. I was like definitely horny enough to think that like I could make it work with the distance. I was like, hey, this girl is really hot. Like she is really smart. She has like she comes from a different culture. That was really cool to me. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try and make it work with this person, or like just like see what the vibe is. And so we were video chatting, um, and she was like, yeah, we were like trying to arrange a date, and she was like, yeah, I'm like going to Saudi Arabia for like 6 weeks, and I'm gonna be gone. So like, I won't be able to talk to you because I'm getting a different SIM card or whatever. And so I was like I like very much wanted to meet her before we had to stop talking for 6 weeks, because I was like, well, I don't want to be like pining after this person who like could very well turn out to be crazy or like not a good fit for me. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to drive 90 miles to see you and go on a date with you. And I just want to see what the vibe is. I want to see if you're cool. Um, so I like came over there, and we had our first date in her apartment. And I will just tell you, I have had several first dates in somebody's apartment, and I highly advise not doing that at all. No, do not ever have a first date in somebody's apartment, even if it's like not really a date and it's just like you're coming over to their house to hook up. Meet them in a coffee shop or something by their house first, um, because otherwise it is really not that safe. Okay. So, your host, Pronouns ASMR, goes over to her apartment for the first date. And, like, she's, like, dressed up. She has this, like, shirt on. And it's, like, a shirt with, like, a heart cut out in the middle. Like, that kind of, like, reveals, like, cleavage. I was like, okay. I come up to her place, and, like, she and I like ordered like takeout to deliver to us. We ordered like sushi, and so we're chilling, and then like the food comes, and then I'm going to like get the food, and when I come back, I notice that there's no table in her apartment, and she has like a pretty decent sized studio. Like she fit an entire couch in there. She had a decent sized kitchen area. I was like, "Where is your table?" And she's like, "Oh, like I don't use a table. I just eat over the sink." And I was like, you eat all your meals over the sink? And she said, yeah, like, why are you acting like it's so weird? And I'm like, well, like, how long have you lived here? And she says, 5 years. Chat, can you imagine going 5 years, eating over the sink, all your meals over the sink, all your steak, your fish, your potatoes, your cereal over the sink, your ice cream over the sink for 5 years? Um, and it just kind of got worse. Um, After the movie, um, not the movie, sorry, the lunch, the meal, um, we started hooking up, and she was like, oh, like, I don't want to have sex because I'm on my period. And I was like, yeah, that's totally fine. And she was like, oh, but like, I wanna, like, you know, help you out. So I'm like, okay. And she goes down on me, and it is legitimately the worst head I've ever had in my entire life. In my entire life. Like, I'm talking, like, teeth, like, no, like, hand coordination, like, I don't really, you've probably had head or given head at some point in your life. You know what good head is supposed to be. This was the complete opposite. And I'm like, okay, let's do something else. And she's like, oh, sorry, I'm a virgin. And I was like, wait, I thought you were supposed to be like 31 years old. And you're telling me that like you're a virgin. And she's like, yeah, like, I come from like a very religious country, and like, I've just like never had sex before. And I was like, okay, um, that is fine, but like, I do not want to be the person that takes your virginity, because that's like a pretty heavy thing to do with somebody. And like, I don't know, I've been in this situation before where like, you take a girl's virginity, and then like, they get like clingy. I know that sounds like so shitty, but they get like clingy, and it's like, well, um, I know that like if I like take your virginity, I would probably want you to like actually be my partner if like I was gonna commit to like, um, I don't even know if like commit is like the right word, but just like, I don't want to take your virginity. And she's like, okay. And then she says like, oh, but I have a question. Have you ever tasted yourself? And I'm like, wait, what? She's like, you know, like, your seed. Have you ever tasted it? She literally said seed. And I was like, no, are you kidding? You're telling me that, like, you, like, stuck your hand in your pussy and you just, like, ate it? And she's like, oh, yeah, I do that all the time. I don't know, maybe it's, like, different. Is it different for girls? Like, are girls just, like, constantly, like, licking their, like, pussy juice so tanned, like it's a fucking, like, popsicle on a hot autumn day or something? I don't get it. But that kind of, like, really grossed me out. And, then sex with her. I think she's also a really bad kisser, um, which is like, I guess, no surprise, but like, she's one of those people who, like, you know, like when you're kissing, your tongue, it's like supposed to be like a very delicate thing. Like, you're not supposed to just like shove your tongue into somebody's mouth like it's like a fucking like hive of bees just like filling like a void. I don't know, like a tentacle, like a probe. You're not supposed to use your tongue to like probe and like thrust it in people's mouths, and it's just it's just like she just, oh my god, she was the worst kisser I've probably ever had the displeasure of kissing. She's fucking terrible. Even like girls I've been with who were like not very nice people turned out to be good kissers, but like she was like nice, but she was like a nice girl. You know what I mean? Like a nice guy, but a nice girl. Yeah. So I left her place and I drove back 90 fucking miles. I was like, oh my god, I must be some kind of idiot to have driven 90 miles for like the worst head I've ever received in my entire life. And like overpriced like sushi that is from like a middle of nowhere restaurant. And then I was like thinking like, is this like, should I like just delete my accounts? Like, this is a huge L for me. And this poor girl like thinks I'm gonna like solve her like existential quandary of being this like adult virgin, and I just like don't want that kind of responsibility. I don't want to be anyone's first right now, and I probably don't want to be anyone's last right now. Actually, that's a lie. Finding a wifey would be sick, but anyway. So I like go back to my place, and it's like the next day, and she like texts me a link to like a movie that I don't really want to see, and I'm like, yeah, that looks cute. And then she's like, are you mad at me? And I was like, no, like I just said that the movie was cute. Like, I want to watch it. I did kind of want to watch it, but it's like, yeah, I actually did want to watch it. So I was like, yeah, no, I think it's cute. I'm gonna watch it. And she's like, yeah, like I noticed like the frequency of your texts is like decreasing, and you're making like more short, like clipped answers and stuff. So like, what's going on? And yeah, I was just like, yeah, I don't think we're really a good fit, etc., etc. And she was like, how could you do this to me? Blah, blah, blah. And, I don't know. I just, like, blocked her after that. Yeah, I mean, this story doesn't exactly make me look like a fucking superhero, but, like, I'm a human being. And this is my life, and this is my channel. And I associate Angel Share now with her. That was a nice one. I associate Angel Share by Killian with this very interesting woman I went on a date with, because when we matched, we bonded over Killian, and when I came to see her, she was like, oh wow, you wore Angel Share to our first date. And I was like, no, shorty, this is Cherry Smoke by Tom Ford. I might do a Cherry Smoke video at some point later. But yeah, let me know if you guys like these fragrance review videos, because I will definitely keep putting is not to like be like, oh wow, what a crazy person like that girl was, like, or like, oh look how cool Pronouns ASMR is. Um, it's really just a way for me to process some of the stuff in my life, and I want to process it with you guys if that is something you're interested in. I'm gonna try and pick up this candle just to show you guys that I have a candle. Yeah. So, I'm probably not gonna put the, I'm gonna probably turn the lights on for, the thumbnail because, I don't know. I feel like if people just like saw like a person's face in like totally inkney blackness um, as a thumbnail, they would probably not be inclined to click it because I just look like a crazy person ranting, which I am, but I'm not that crazy. I no, I have mental health problems, but I'm not that crazy. Um, yeah, so let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys go out and buy Angel Share by Killian. Um, and yeah, tell me what you think of the smell. Tell me if I'm wrong. That it smells like sticking your dick into some fucking apple pie and just like fucking and fucking and fucking until you fucking jizz all over that fucking apple pie. That's what it smells like to me. Um, Apple pie and a glass of whiskey, like a sweet whiskey, like Macallan, or I guess a Hennessy cognac, which I think is what it's actually supposed to smell like, but I don't know. They also have a whiskey fragrance called Old Fashioned, and they have a vodka fragrance called Vodka on the Rocks, which I actually intend to buy because I think it's probably going to be like very aldehydic. It's going to smell like very like metallic and ozonic. Um, all right, I think that is enough. Hopefully, this video is like suitably long so that I can get into more people's algorithms. But yeah, thanks for watching, and keep tuning in because I'm gonna be uploading more soon.